But I'm excited because I had to like not be full Mark this entire time, but they officially took the leash off, so I can be me. So, so we'll start this off by quoting Willy Wonka. Come along, take my hand to a world of persistent design innovation.
Hey Mark, can you use the mic?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry.
That's okay, thank you.
So, I am Mark Williams, the entrepreneurial lead of In Living Design. I'm currently pursuing my master's in industrial design at the University of Houston. I also have a background as a combat engineer in the military. Our primary investigator.
Come back. How many interviews do you have?
Come back.
Oh,
Back to the slide.
we're going to address that later. Okay. We had. Wait. Let's hold off on that. You'll be glad. Our primary investigator is Jeff Fung. He is a professional industrial designer and professor of industrial design at the University of Houston. And we also have Patricia Moore here. I've always pronounced it wrong, sorry. She is a practicing occupational therapist as well as the assistant director of Texas Women's University School of Occupational Therapy. So, I'm going to start off by telling you why I'm doing this. This young lady is my older sister, age 27. 4 years ago, she was diagnosed with lupus, rheumatoid arthritis, and fibromyalgia. All things within the realm of the research that we're doing to try and find solutions for these individuals. So, I'm in it to help my family and help anyone else who has these issues. And so are my teammates. It's been a wonderful journey. There's been so many arguments and fights between me and Jeff, and Patricia just had to sit back. But it's been a glorious experience. I've loved every moment of it and the lesson we've learned. Now, we originally started off with the understanding that people with arthritis would purchase our assisted holding technology to hold things. That was it. But we found when we made this business canvas and started getting out of the building that we probably should have used that device because we spilled a giant container of just liquid BS. So we got out, corrected it, and as you can see, our first pivot happened while we were in Atlanta when we met with a group called Active Individuals Living with Arthritis. And they had some of the most amazing and inspiring individuals, especially Marsha, who has had arthritis for like the past 40, 50 years and has gone through every treatment, every condition, everything to try and deal with their issue. But she is still one of the most inspirational people I've ever met. What happened next was when we got there, it was hilarious. A lady who came in actually researched Jeff to verify that we were who we said we were. And this was his reaction, and this is the last time we saw Jeff smile for a while, because right after these interviews, sad Jeff. His actual words in the car after the interviews was, "I'm depressed." And this came about from the understanding that while pouring was an issue, it was not the top issue on his minds. So we learned about the Valley of Death, but what we got from this experience was the Valley of Jeff. So, well, in order to remedy the situation and get out of this valley, we first had to make a new canvas, and it didn't help the situation because Jeff kept reading this and realized pouring was nowhere on that list. And it just kept getting worse, So we traveled. We traveled all over the country. By country, I mean Texas. Texas is the country, if you didn't know it. Then we went to other places as well. Amen. So, what happened during this trip is that Jeff actually had a realization, which was you have to follow the process and be objective. This is when he started leaving the Valley of Jeff. And it was also while we were driving when he said this, that we were in rush hour, and we were in California, and I tried to play some music to lighten the mood because he was upset, and he turned off the radio. And I looked at him and I was like, really? And that made me make a realization that me and Jeff were already in the movie. But it's gonna come after this. But what actually made that happen was this quote from this individual, which he felt like he was fighting with his condition and fighting with the technologies and devices that were used to help him. We heard that. Me and Jeff were like, yeah, we got this. We're finna take on the world. We were ready. We were so ready for this. And so, So, as we continued with the discovery process and talking to customers and talking to you and talking to people with the conditions, and we came across multiple people who had quotes along these lines. Essentially, it was that they were all in the realm of autoimmune disorders. Autoimmune disorders are affected directly by emotional stress and mental stress. Because it aggravates that condition was killing you. We found that out, and we were like, oh my God, yes. We looked at each other and was like, is that really a thing? We were ready to dive down this rabbit hole, get in there and figure out what we can do with it. And like this is really that moment, like we looked at each other, like after 5 people consecutively said they had an emotional issue, me and Jeff were just like, are you hearing this? You heard it, right? So we got to a point where we actually presented a business canvas and then dual business canvas where we had a service component and a product component, one that was combined to address issues of mental stress and emotional stress and also the product-oriented side. You guys told us that was, you just said it, just like no harm. And another thing that was a defining factor in this change in our mind was the business canvas we made also looked ridiculous. Then we had Patricia come up and Magic Wand and all was like, no, reaching, because that was one of the key things that people kept telling us. And we were so caught up in, oh my God, we're gonna save the world, we're gonna change the world, but didn't realize that we have to start somewhere small and then work up to other things. And from that, oh, we got Wi-Fi now.
Success.
So, we have this quote, and I'm going to read this verbatim because it was an amazing epiphany from Heidi, who was the support group leader of an RA group known as Introspective. The grabbers don't work and are hard to use. When you have advanced RA, which is rheumatoid arthritis, you don't have dexterity, strength to squeeze or use it. So, what we did next to see if this was an active issue is which he likes to say, try to get 200. We tried to catch them all. We tried to get out there, get all 200. We went to an assisted living facility in Dallas and had 14, 15 interviews. Then we went to the event for occupational therapists and certified hand therapists. We had everything set up, had the booths. People came to the table, signed up because they had to go to the conference and text us when they were ready. And they would just be being brought to the room. So, while we did not catch them all, we tried to be the very best, but we still hit the 150 club. Now, sound familiar? There are 150 original Pokemon. 114 of those individuals actually are end users with the condition. Then we had 25 plus who were actual occupational therapists and physical therapists, and the rest were during a loss phase, but they still overlap with the condition. So, the results are in, from all of this research and everything that we had the honor, the stories we heard, the people we talked to, we got that existing designs don't work for them. And this is the best speech I could find because, yes, you're a wheelchair. This is a wheelchair accessible ramp. However, how are you going to wheelchair from stairs? Like, it's just staying there. So, we also found that our market is now stage-specific needs. So designing for stage-specific. We're going to be focusing on 3 based on the occupational therapist and certified hand therapist FIM standards, which is?
Functional independent measurement.
All right. So one size does not fit all in this. So what we're going to do is it's going to be mass customization. We're going to make three stages, and then the OTs and CHCs can then customize based on there, which will save them time. You save them time, you save them money, and you save stress on the end users and the patients. So this is our final thesis. It looks way more luxurious than the last one, than all the original ones. So this is the direction we're going. You have the 3 different stages, and they do get worse. They keep evolving, but they'll be ever changing. But in living is a go because of this need.
It appears to me that you thoroughly enjoyed the journey.
I love every moment of it.
And that was wonderful.
It's a great journey, Mark. Over here. You know, a lot of people, just because the NSF and venture world people over there are people over here that want to introduce everything. This is way from time to time, center right. I love your journey. Your presentation had to be one of the best things to wake the rest of the team up. They could have possibly happened. What I want to know is, how do you define what this 3 stages of customization looks like? What are you going to customize? So you're going, where are you going?
All right, the first direction we're going to be working on is reaching aids, because a lot of these individuals are in the aging community and their biggest fear is falling. When they have to reach super bend, they fall and injure themselves. This is also beneficial to people with advanced arthritis, with this general arthritis in the upper extremities, because this motion hinders them, causes them pain, causes them discomfort. So by focusing on reaching as the first tool, we get a large sector of the demographic, and it's something that people with arthritis would be able to get.
Maybe you should talk to the spider suit guy. It was an automatic probe that extends and whacks the wall.
You have my number, right?
So you mean like magical cane kind of thing? I'm not sure what you mean by this.
You know, the certified hand therapist and the occupational call them grabbers, but the individual with condition calls them reachers or picky-uppy. The devices where you use a stick that has little
Giant
claws on it.
horses.
Oh, you watch Toy Story? The claw. Yes.
Jeff, I have some questions for you. And you are not the traditional PI in that you're in industrial design.
Right.
And you're not in a research lab doing life science type research or sensors or electronics. How was going through this process from your perspective? We saw the Valley of Jeff. Let's give you a moment to talk about the Valley of Jeff.
Yeah, I think Valley of Jeff is probably one of the most biggest important thing for me to take away. I have been a designer in a consultancy for